Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today we're going to take a comparison review of whiskey from the same Bruichladdich distillery, Dustin. One they're heavily peated, one they're Octomore, which is even more heavily
super peated.
Super peated. These two are kind of similar, so I wanted to bring it to you guys. This is the PMC one from Port Charlotte. This one comes in at 54.5% ABV, the 2013 bottling, which is, I believe, 9 years old. And then the Octomore 14.2, which I believe is a 5-year-old whiskey, comes in at 128.9% ABV or 57.7% ABV. The reason why we picked these two is these two were kind of similar as far as profile, very red berries and things like that. And once again, we're going to ask the question, what makes more sense, $100 or $250?
$150, I think, right?
No reason to be a stickler about things, Justin. Twice the price.
Yes.
Is it just the bottle and the height? Who knows?
Yeah, I think they both have like a red wine.
Yeah. Red wine trying to finish.
So
that's why.
Real similar finishes.
Very similar finishes. Like always, where the bottles are placed will be represented as far as Dustin R's glasses.
No, you flipped them.
I'm sorry?
No, this is the Octomore.
No, for me, this is the Octomore. For me, this is the Port Charlotte. So why don't you get with the program?
That's how you handed it to me.
You ain't lying. All right. Now you got me pushing myself. All right, Dustin. We're going to get to these. Let's go with, I tell you what, let's go with the Octomore first since it's more expensive, younger, and at a higher ABV.
Okay.
Clean smoke, red fruits, strawberries. Yep, dry also. Strawberries, raspberry tart. Clean, beautiful, nice barley note. Nothing off-putting.
Dried oak kind of notes coming through here. Again, the strawberry raspberry thing, dead on.
Heavy fortified wine.
Yeah, I don't get like super smoky here, Mike. I mean, there's smoke notes, but I mean, it's not like coming off as like sooty, heavy, just punch you in the face smoke.
Kind of thin smoke. There, but insubstantial.
Yeah, it's a nice. It's a note that's there. It's kind of a finish. It's like an added element. It's like smoked meats or something, you know. It's
once again, just because the ppm is over 100, it doesn't mean it's particular or smoke bomb.
You get that nice vanilla heavy malt that Bruichladdich always does, especially on their peated products. Just the standard Bruichladdich sometimes gives you a little bit more funkiness to them, a little bit of earthiness, like from the kind of the classic barley. The peated stuff always just comes off to me as super vanilla on the finish.
Excellent nose. Everything that I like is an Isla fan. You got smoke. You got smoked. You got sherry. You got, in this case, a little bit of extra red strawberries. So that's why I kind of like these two particular as comparisons was the red strawberry notes and the red fruit notes, berry notes. It's nice.
Smoke is picking up as you keep going in there, man. It's
for sure.
Yeah, at first the sweetness came forward, and man, now the smoke's really picking up.
I sent our boy Mike B this sample. I should have sent him this sample along with it.
Oh, yeah, so we could play along.
I wasn't even thinking. You know what, Mike B? I'll send you a sample of this, buddy, before you get to it. Oh, you had this one. I'll send you 2 more samples. That way you can compare it. All right, let's go to Port Charlotte.
Sweeter, richer.
For sure.
This is like...
less red.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with that. This is like you drip like... what's the thing where you fondue, where you dip it?
Yes.
This was strawberries in fondue, vanilla
fondue.
Yes,
there we go. There we go. A little white chocolate on that strawberry.
Ooh, yeah, white chocolate, vanilla. They blended them.
You're right. It didn't come off. This one doesn't come off nearly as red as this, which was actually pretty shocking.
I think there's just as much red. It's got so much rich vanilla that it's like overpowering. Because this has got way more nose than this does. In terms of like upfront arrival.
The Octomore has more nose?
No.
The Port Charlotte
has more like.
Just want to make sure. It's almost mixed berries with the Port Charlotte as compared to the Octomore. The Octomore is very red.
I can see a little blackberry in there.
For sure. Blackberry's a little sweet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Black of the berry, sweet juice. I used to have blackberries in my backyard.
Oh, really?
And they were sweet. That ain't no bullshit. That's actually a good analogy.
Oh, but this is just so like somebody just poured.
That I know is true.
It's just like something we poured like a sweetener on here.
Equal opportunity. That's me, Dustin.
I didn't hear a word you said. I'm just nosing this whiskey.
That's okay. Yeah, I actually like the nose on the Octomore better. It's more. There's more there. It's more refined. It's better integrated. I thought they don't like the Octomore.
Wait, so which one do you like more?
I'm sorry. I like the Port Charlotte more. It's more well-rounded. It's more integrated. There's more happening there. The Octomore, far more straightforward, far punchier, which you would expect out of younger whiskey. And just far redder, far more strawberry.
I actually think the Octomore is more balanced, better put together.
Really?
But the Port Charlotte is sweeter, richer, more intense. I like the Port Charlotte more, just like you did. But I think this one's actually more balanced to whiskey. This is so sweet, heavy forward. Whereas this one like picks up the smoke on the finish. I actually think there's more layers and like depth and continuation. This is just super sweet. Let's go.
No, we got it right. Okay, so here's...
No, we're saying the same things. It's just I'm appreciating this upfront more. Whereas I like the fact that the smoke comes in at the finish on here and it really is picked up. I really appreciate that.
I like the Port Charlotte more. I still think the Port Charlotte has a better overall experience. I think it is more balanced. I disagree with you on that one small point, but we got to the same place. We took a different path.
Yeah. This is to me one thing. It's sweet beautifulness. Whereas this has got this dry red fruit up front, but it's got that nice smoke coming through at the end. I do like that. It changes up more. Whereas this one, I think there's something happening at the end there, but the sweetness is just so strong, it just won't let the smoke even come out.
This is definitely the Port Charlotte is definitely sweeter. The Octomore to me is more janky as far as its transition from one gear to another. Like there's red, there's smoke, sure, but it's clunky. You know what I mean? It's an old 4-speed Tercel, where this is a smooth shifter.
This is younger, and I think that's maybe what you're getting.
Clunky.
Is that it's just not as good. Like no matter how it does everything, I think better in terms of like the way it was put together. It's just your parts are still shit. Comparatively,
your parts aren't as refined.
Yeah, like you just don't have the same quality of parts. Like I don't care how well you put together a leather couch. If it's cheap leather, it's cheap leather.
Agreed. Let's taste them. Let's go Octomore first.
Octomore first. All right.
Do you have a different opinion?
I'm just used to going left to right. It's a pure.
Let's go Port Charlotte.
It's just purely
it's a lower.
Normal process.
Okay.
Is it? I didn't even look. Mm-hmm. So 54 versus 57. Okay, just slightly.
Funky, red berry, sharp peat, vanilla. There's all kinds of balance there, man.
It's way funkier than the nose let on.
Yeah.
The nose was all sweet, creamy, vanilla.
First word I said was funky.
Oh, the taste on this is all funk. Up front, initially, then it gets sweet and vanilla. Ooh, this is good.
Yeah, it is.
This is really
but
good.
It's off profile. Like, okay, so I don't care if it's a normal Brooklotti 10 or if it's the OLC. Like, OLC, like, I understand.
Yeah.
Like, this is very different. This is very red. Very red, mixed berries, sharp tannins.
It's super funky. Normally, Port Charlotte is very straightforward and clean. This is not.
I love these experimental cast series.
Yeah.
Incredible. All right, let's go to the Octomore.
Yeah.
You gonna put one in it?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was waiting for you to go in so I could make one more comment just to save some airtime for you guys. So you don't have just both of us going in. But yeah, the funk is it's oily funk. A lot of times funk gets kind of more gassy, like where you start picking up like some alcohol notes and some burn. This is actually very oily. It's a different experience. Very heavy on that red wine, whatever they're using. Definitely way more wine cast forward than I'm used to anything coming out of these guys.
Younger, sharper, more barley. You can tell the grains they used were a bit higher end. Not as much cask maceration. The finish isn't as long or as deep. It's not worth twice. It isn't worth the same.
You know, the first thing that comes off here that I'm thinking, Mike, is this is the first whiskey we've had all day that I think drinks hot. Like this is a little.
There is a slight gasoline slash.
I got a little burn. I got a little burn in my chest, and this is our 6th review. I mean,
this is
I've
the
had
highest
quite a few.
ABV we've had.
No. Now, I will give it this. If you want to get the Octomore profile, the malt is much better showcased here. And I thought originally this was actually a poor example of showcasing their malt. Which just tell you this is a terrible example of getting the malt quality. This is a beautiful example of wine finishing and cask maturation and like giving you a unique experience. But man, you're right. It's hot. Now, I will say it's a lot smokier. It's definitely peatier.
Smokier, peatier, I agree. I agree. I like the grain note in this better.
I like the grain note there. It's very drying. Shockingly so, because again, I remember this coming off distinctly more oily, fruity, less smoke forward than other Octomores.
Not comparatively, even though that's a couple ticks lower as far as ABV. It's a thicker, it's an oilier dram.
This isn't the local barley. That's the 3s. This is the kind of this is the
2.
Well, the 1s and 2s and 4s are
Scottish barley.
Scottish barley.
Yeah.
This is so the 3s Isla barley. So this isn't the local Isla barley.
But it almost mixes in like the .4s where it's just like the cask maturation is pretty crazy.
Well, with the 4 because that brings you like the charred like French oak thing. It's heavy. It's got a lot of wood cask here, but it's smoky, dry wood cask.
Both of these are so red.
Put a little
They're
water in
such strawberry / red berry mixed fruits.
You know, the crazy thing for me, Mike, was I was struggling to get the red because this is so heavy. And I know it's here. I mean, I got it. It's just that this one is so much more red than this. And so that's why I'm going to go back with water, go to the Octomore first, because I need to, like, acclimate myself again because it's so... You know, I thought these were going to be almost the same, just a little bit of a proof difference and maybe, like, a little bit of a finish difference. I am shocked how incredibly different the upfront arrival is here versus here.
All right, so we both said this smelled better, Nate.
Yes.
We both think it tastes better.
Without water, yes.
All right, let's get to it. I'm not surprised. This is the scenario we're in. This is why I didn't send Mike this bottle because I thought it was redundant.
Ooh, I like it with water a lot.
57.7.
Yeah, the burning went away.
Big plus.
Yeah, the upfront arrival actually is really good. It comes off more like charred toasted barrel notes. Really smoky. The finish brings in that classic Port Charlotte, kind of youthful barley. You definitely pick up that it's younger, but not quite this young. Actually reminding me a little bit of like the Port Charlotte 10 a little bit here on the finish.
Yeah, with a little
in a good way.
Yeah, with a little red wine extra cask finishing. Yeah,
the arrival's great though.
It did knock down the harsher notes to it, which I'm surprised at this point in the day we can even taste harsh notes.
Yeah,
but it did. I mean, to that extent, it made it better. I don't know if it made anything else better.
I think the upfront arrival is really nice. I really enjoyed the upfront arrival, whereas initially I enjoyed it. Now I'm like really high on it.
Rhubarb pie.
Can see that?
That 14.2 with water right at the end. In the long linger. All right, let's get to that.
Yeah.
Let's get to the Port Charlotte, which I continue just to be so impressed by. And it's not like I'm an Octomore hater. I love Octomores.
Oh, yeah.
But I just continuously am impressed with the Port Charlotte product.
Ooh, now I'm struggling here. This is cloyingly sweet, like almost offensively cloyingly sweet with water. The lack of intense smoked peat here actually would have helped balance it if it had been a little peaty or a little more smoky.
Disappointing.
A little drier. And that's what I was expecting, is this one's just so overpowering up front, and this one's not.
Yeah, so I mean, ABV-wise and age-wise, that makes some sense. But you're right, this is a disappointment with water, where this is more approachable. It's probably the best way to say it.
I'm not going back, it's better. These two whiskeys don't play together well.
No, they don't. I figured they'd be similar, but they're similar like in the way of just Conrad Kurz and Kovacs Corex.
I mean, they are similar, though, like when you think of your notes, like when you taste them. When you compare them, they contrast. If you guys have ever tried blending whiskey, sometimes you'll have two whiskeys, you think, oh my gosh, I like this, I like that, I like this on here, I like this on this. I bet you if I blend them, I'll get something great, because it'll be both. And what happens is you lose both the things you like. Drinking these side by side, it's actually making it to which one you have second
Is worse.
And it's noticeable that they just are starkly different.
Yeah, I assumed these would be similar, but these are twins who couldn't be more different. Okay, so let's get to what we always get to with this, Dustin. This is this is a $200 bottle. This is a $120 bottle. However, you're not paying either way.
Yeah.
It was with the comparison series, as always, even though I don't call it the comparison series here anymore. if someone is picking up the tab all night at the bar, and it doesn't matter to you what it costs, would you be drinking all night?
So, Mike, because of how much these are contrasting, I am making this decision purely on nose because I think nose tends to be the less like saturated.
There's no rules other
thing.
than on the rules I just
So I'm telling the people that because I am picking this guy here unequivocally, the Port Charlotte, because it's such a beautiful nosing whiskey. They both drink really well. I enjoy both experiences. Right now, I'm thinking maybe I like the Octomore tasting experience with water, maybe slightly more. But again, every time I go back and forth, I'm changing my mind. But the nose is so consistently so much better over here that it's just a no-brainer for me.
I completely agree with you, Dustin. If I am having someone to buy me drinks all night, I'm taking this Port Charlotte all day. On this bottle, they always said the impossible equation, on here, which I just think means, exotic cast things they don't normally do. It may be an impossible equation. That don't mean the equation's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe just sticking to something a little more simple. A slightly lower ABV and just aging a little bit longer. Like McCallum said, age matters.
Yeah, I think
maybe that really is the magic.
I think you're right. Age matters.
It does.
This
it always does.
It's just such a Octomores are a fun experiment, and they were a lot of fun when they were
6.1, 6.2, 6.3,
and about $100 less.
Yeah, the sixes got me hooked, man. 6.1, 6.2, 6.3.
7s and 8s were really good too.
They were good too. I mean, they were, and I still
8.3 was exceptional.
And I still like Octomore. Octomore is just one of these whiskeys I see myself consistently not for that price.
The price has gone up so much on Octomores,
Now
and they
when
were
you give
already
me this,
and then they put out these. These are
Now when you
such
give me
a value.
this.
Yeah.
You know what? This is the inverse of Ardbeg. Like, the Ardbeg Wee Beastie's 45. The 10 is 52. Like, who in their right mind wouldn't pay 14% more for the 10 than the 5? Like, who? And this one's even more ridiculous. Who wouldn't pay half for better and twice the age? It's the same distillery. How much better do you think the barley's really making it?
Well, it's not even the barley. It's the distilling process they use for Octomore.
Sure, and the higher PPM, but as we all know at this point, PPM's a gimmick.
Oh, absolutely a gimmick.
It could be 90 or it could be 990.
You wouldn't bet. Same with IBUs and beer, where it's like, oh, it's the most hoppy thing ever. Like, no, it's not.
No, it's nonsense. It's a nonsense.
It's marketing.
Stick.
Yes. Now, again, I think there is a difference in the distillation process here that does give it a different profile.
Sure.
That said, age your damn whiskey longer if you're going to charge these prices.
The greatest profile you can give your whiskey is time in the cask. The greatest profile you can give your whiskey is time in a cask. I like the bottle; it's cool. I like the frosted glass ones even better.
I like the 3s with the frosted glass. I love that. I prefer that. To be honest with you.
Give me a Port Charlotte all day.
Yeah. Price, quality, consistency, and quite frankly, I just think it's better whiskey.
Every time we go to this type of comparison, we come to the same result.
Yeah.
Port Charlotte.
It's staggering. I mean, we've even done that with a 50% Port Charlotte and picked it. I mean, that's crazy.
Did you ever been to Port Charlotte before?
No.
So my buddy Jeff lives. There's no Octomore. There's a Grove City.
Oh, there you go.
That has nothing to do with anything. Anyway, those are our thoughts on this particular comparison whiskey reviews. Me and Dustin are both in agreement. Pick the Port Charlotte like we usually are when we compare these two. We hope you guys took something from this whiskey review. Hopefully some savings. Dustin, until next time, what do we wish the folks?
Happy value drinking.
See you next time.
It's on the glass side, man.
You're right. You're right.
I poured intentionally on the glass side.
Look at
The
me.
label image. No, you're just like, hey, here's mine. Here's
Like I've always said to you. I do it to mine too. It's not like I just treat your stuff. I treat you the same way I treat me.